Hi, welcome to Gluten-Free Meal Prep and Planning. This week for breakfast, we are going to do strawberries and cream overnight oats. For lunch, we are going to make a Tuscan bean skillet. And then for dinner, we're doing a savory Tuscan stew. So we're very Tuscan-y this week. I have all my stuff ready to go, and we'll jump right into it. We're going to make strawberries and cream overnight oats. Strawberries are not in season right now, so I just got the frozen whole strawberries, just so I don't have to spend a bunch of money on strawberries that aren't even going to be that great. We're going to start with half a cup of strawberries in the blender. If you do have fresh, you could chop them up first. I'm not going to take the time to try to chop frozen strawberries. And then you're going to do a quarter cup plus 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Stir that up first. So we got our quarter cup, and then we're going to do 2 tablespoons more. And you can use coconut milk, you can use almond milk. I'm going to use almond milk, and totally forgot to get that out. You're going to need half of a cup. I'm not a fan of coconut milk. I bought it once and it just seemed not right, and it just kind of turned me off. So half a cup of almond milk. And then we are going to do 1 teaspoon of pure maple syrup. And then we are going to do 1 tablespoon of reduced sugar strawberry jam. The grocery store did not have any reduced sugar, so I guess we're sugaring it up this week. And then we're gonna put it in on the blender and mix it until smooth. Okay. Now I like to use mason jars. You can use Pyrex bowl or whatever you want, but it is going to need to be covered tightly and put in the refrigerator for 4 hours or overnight. I make all mine on Sunday, and they stay great throughout the week. So in the mason jar, I'm going to do the remaining half of the cup of strawberries. We're going to do our gluten-free oats. I use Bob's Red Mill. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of that. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of chia seeds. And then top all of that with the yogurt mixture. And you might have to like press it down on the sides to allow yourself enough room. I guess I should have went with the bigger mason jars on this one. And it probably would have helped if I chopped the strawberries, but I don't want to. So I didn't. So that is your overnight oats. That gets sealed tightly, put in the refrigerator 4 hours overnight, or in my case, for the whole week. It'll be sure to be good. It'll be filling and a nutritious breakfast. I hope you enjoy. We're going to make Tuscan bean skillet. This will be for my lunches this week. First, we're going to start off with a 1/2 cup of low sodium chicken broth. And then we are going to sprinkle a 1/2 teaspoon unflavored gelatin. And this is beef gelatin powder. It's paleo diet friendly, RGBH free, keto diet friendly. It's from grass-fed beef. So 1/2 teaspoon, sprinkle it on top of the broth, and then we're just going to set that aside. Then we have a pound of ground turkey. I use the 93.7. The leaner, the better. And I'm going to put some gloves on because I have nails and I do not like getting the stuff under my nails. So to the turkey, we are going to add 4 cloves of finely chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon plus 1.5 teaspoons of ground paprika, a tablespoon of cold water, 3/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds, 3/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper, and then 3/4 of a teaspoon crushed red pepper flakes. Those are completely optional. They will not make or break the recipe. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, which I have already measured out. Water. And then we are going to mix that around. And you don't want to over mix the ground turkey because then it'll get kind of tough. You just want to make sure everything is incorporated in. So all of that's incorporated in. Now we're going to take it over to the stove and start cooking. Now we're going to heat up our skillet. You want it deep enough because we're going to be adding kale to it and beans. So 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and heat that up on medium-high heat. All right, now that that is heated up, we're going to add the turkey mixture. Cook, breaking into small pieces for 5 to 7 minutes, or until cooked all the way through. So we'll let that cook and we'll be back. All right, now that the meat is cooked all the way through, we're going to add in our kale. It is going to be 6 cups of kale. So for the kale, you want the stems removed and you want it chopped. I cheat and I just get this green kale where the stems are already removed and it's already chopped. That saves a bunch of time. So we want to add that in and we want to stir frequently for about 3 minutes or until the kale starts to get slightly crispy. And we still have it on medium-high heat. So it does start to wilt down and then it'll start to crisp up. All right, you can almost like smell it getting crispy too. So now that it's starting to do that, we're going to reduce the heat down to medium. And we're going to add our broth and gelatin mixture. Add our beans. Stir that up real good, and then we're going to add a dash of salt and a dash of peppers, and then we're going to cook it for about 2 minutes or until the pan is pretty much dry and all the liquid has absorbed. Dash of salt, dash of pepper, almost all the liquid is absorbed already. So it'll be just probably another minute or so. Okay, now that it's done, we are going to split them into my containers for the week. And this makes about 6 servings at about 1 1/3 cups each. So I'll measure out the 1 cup first and then I'll split the remaining between the bowls. And this can also be served with Parmesan cheese and a lemon wedge on the side. Tastes really good with some fresh squeezed lemon on it. I got that, and then I got the freshly shaved Parmesan cheese, and just do a little sprinkle on each one. And then I have lemon wedges cut up, and I'll stick one in each. And then obviously before I heat it up for lunch, I'll take the lemon wedge out and set that aside. So there you go. That is the Tuscan bean skillet, and that is what is for lunch this week. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you make it. We're going to make the savory Tuscan stew. This incorporates diced tomatoes, chicken broth, cut up chicken, white kidney beans, celery, carrots, garlic, zucchini, bell peppers, some Italian spices. It's going to be delicious. So let's hop into it. So the first step is going to be taking 6 tablespoons of gluten-free all-purpose flour and browning it in a non-stick skillet. You're going to put it on high heat. And then you're going to cook it, stirring often 2 to 3 minutes or until golden brown, and then transfer it to a heat-safe bowl or plate. Our pan's nice and hot, so we're going to put that flour in. And let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. So your flour will look like more of a brownish color, and you know that at that point that it's done. Now that the flour is brown and transferred back to the bowl, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium-high heat until fragrant. Once that's heated up, we are going to put the chicken in. And for the double batch, we did 2 pounds of cut up chicken. And you're going to cook that, stirring it occasionally for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now that that's cooked for 2 to 3 minutes and it's starting to look white, we are going to add in our onions, carrots, bell pepper, celery, garlic, vinegar, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and stir occasionally for 3 to 5 minutes or until the onion is translucent and vegetables begin to soften. So for this, we did 2 cups of chopped onions, 2 cups of chopped carrots, 1 cup of chopped red bell pepper, 1 cup of chopped celery, 6 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, 4 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 1.5 teaspoons of Himalayan sea salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So we'll let this cook and let the vegetables soften, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now that the onions are translucent and the vegetables are starting to soften, we are going to add our flour that we previously browned and stir occasionally for about 1 minute. So we'll get it all mixed in. And let that cook for about 1 minute. Next, we're going to add 6 cups of low sodium chicken broth. We're we're going to take 2 28-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. And then we are doing 2 15-ounce cans of the white kidney beans and 2 cups of chopped zucchini. And then 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Then we are going to bring this to a boil, and once it hits a boil, we're going to reduce the heat to medium-low and gently boil for 15 minutes. Okay, we are boiling, so we're going to turn it down to a medium-low and boil gently for 15 minutes, and we'll be all done. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. And everything is all cooked. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and then I put them into Pyrex, and then we just serve it nightly for dinner. The serving size is approximately 2.5 cups each. And get this to stop cooking a little bit. And you want to definitely wait until the stew has cooled before you put the lid on. And as you can see, we are definitely set for dinners for the week. I hope you enjoy.